Now what's this gonna be? You know how I played it all. That nigga burning G, all by his bread. Bitch, I'm all about my bread, all by my bread. Bitch, I'm all about my bread, all by my bread. Now what's this gonna be? You know how I played it all. That nigga burning G, all by his bread. Now bitch, I'm all about my bread, all by my bread. Now bitch, I'm all about my bread, all by my bread. Now bitch, I'm first green ballin', tryna get my bread long. You know the game gone and my mind been blown. Different decisions that I done made got me fucked up now. Still gon' thug the life I'm living, still gon' hold this shit down. Every day of my life, yeah, nigga chasing trees, and I'm saying niggas should be around there, won't see you off your feet. My mama been doing bad, but I ain't going into that. I done picked that girl up when I caught my first package. I be damn, me and my people hurting for something for a day. That shit happened, the next man ain't getting nothing. Faded the root of evil, and that's my damn best friend. And I put that on my life, ain't nobody gon' fuck with him. You try to jam it, yeah, that ass getting chopped. Trying to serve ain't got no business on my block, now bitch, you're getting chopped. Now either way you try to fuck with my pockets, don't believe that ass getting chopped. Now what's this gonna be? You know how I played it all. That nigga burning G, all by his bread. Bitch, I'm all about my bread, all by my bread. Bitch, I'm all about my bread, all by my bread. Now what's this gonna be? You know how I played it all. That nigga burning G, all by his bread. Now bitch, I'm all about my bread, all by my bread. Now bitch, I'm all about my bread, all by my bread. Now bitch, I'm back in the mix. Those flaky niggas better stand down. Came home, got me some yam, I'm the man now. Niggas, some bitches all from my face, I ain't know who they is. Everybody up from my mix like I'm a hero and shit. Fall back, I'll buy a brick. Right now I'm on a mission, I'm giving you 2 for 20. Got grams going for 50. Putting that in my pockets, the nigga you bullshitting. What the fuck you ain't listen? I done told you I got to get it. Nobody depending on me, so it's all mine. I ain't stressing out by myself, that's how it going down. My mama fighting her little addiction, she gon' be alright. Before I ever tweaking and begging, I put something up on the pipe. This is no fraction of my life, still all in for a lick. Lurking for fatty, looking for niggas to tone mix. Start to lurking if I'm hurting, different side come out. That flip shit, stop the Jacob, Mr. High come out. Gonna be, you know how I played it all. That nigga burning G.
Welcome back to the PBC Pelican Bay's Corner, where I'm giving it to you fair and unbiased, raw and uncut. I hope all my brothers and sisters are having a great day out there, had a great day, having a great evening. Just depends on when you're watching this video. It's your boy PB K9s, and I'm going to give it to you fair and unbiased, raw and uncut. Some going to like it, and some ain't. Like I always say, man, y'all hit that like button up out there. If you're not subscribed to the channel yet, hit that subscribe button. Get so you can get down when the videos dropping, my brothers and my sisters. I appreciate all the subscribers that have been rocking with me from day one, and all the new subscribers as well. You know, we got some things to talk about today. I want to send a big salute and shout out to all the brothers and sisters down in the chat. Everybody across the world that's taking care of these pets, no matter what kind of pet you got. You know what I'm saying? Salute to all y'all brothers. Big shout out to Going Hard Kennels. You know what I'm saying? GHK, the brothers, the original GHK. You know, big salute to y'all brothers, man. I'm addressing something today, and like I said, you know, just some things to talk about. You know, when I made my first video, I didn't really, you know, I didn't know who was going to address it, but I said I was going to speak about a topic that can be addressed by all the bulldoggers, however they feel like addressing it. You know what I'm saying? And I wasn't talking about no particular person or no particular group of people or whatever. We was just speaking about the Cajun rules and the scratch to win and stuff like that. Now I'm gonna speak about something as well. I'm gonna address what Going Hard said. And this the thing. I got to say this again. Big shout out to Going Hard 1 and 2, Mike and Mo. Big salute to y'all. And because like I told my brother, one thing I can't do is take nothing away from what you saying because y'all are true bulldogs. You know what I'm saying? But we just gotta, give our opinion, give my opinion. Speak to my folk over here on my side. You can speak to your folk on your side and give your opinion. Now, first thing I want to say is, when it comes to these rules, when it comes to the Cajun rules and what's what and this and that and how you gonna rock, at the end of the day, the most important thing about any rule when it comes to the box in the golden era, in the Wild Wild West era when brothers was doing all this stuff, the most important thing that anybody gotta remember is whatever agreement that the two participants came up with, that's the rules you're gonna go with. We can agree. Me, salute to my brother John Denry, my brother Paul Johnson, and the rest of the brothers, Mr. 216 Bulldogs, Jerry Hatton, all the brothers down in the chat. You know what I'm saying? Me and Jerry, we can agree to go to the death, no scratching at all. Whatever we agree to is what the rules is gonna be at the end of the day. That's all that matter. That's the most important thing on what this whole conversation is about. Whatever the two groups, I'm gonna say groups because it might be more than two people. Whatever the two groups agree to, that's what it is. So if y'all agree to scratch to win, that's what it is. Nothing to argue about. If y'all agree to go by the whoever stopped first, that's what it is. It is plain out. Now, my thing I want to ask, the first question I want to ask is, brother Going Hard, y'all said the Cajun rules revised. When were they revised? And what was the purpose of revising the rules? Because it's like saying, well, you revise something to make it better. You revise something to make it better. But just like I was telling my boy, we can play basketball, and we know what the rules is. You got 6 fouls, you're out. You got the out of bound line. You got the 3-point line. You got the half court line. You got the 3-second violation. If we playing against each other, me and John Denry playing basketball, or me and Paul Johnson, all us playing against each other, and we decide to say, before the game start, we decide to say no out of bounds in this, or no 3-second violation, and no fouling out. Try not to foul each other like that, but you can't get fouled out, and there's no 3-second violation. Whatever rules we agree to is what rules matter in that box, in that square that day. What I'm gonna do today though is read some of the rules off on Google, and talk about it, and speak about it. Because at the end of the day, like I said, when you're doing scratch to win, it's only benefiting the first dog that stopped. Because if the first dog stopped, he not coming, and then the second dog stopped, he don't come, who is it benefiting? It didn't benefit the second dog not to come. It didn't benefit the second dog because the first dog didn't come. It only benefit the first dog. The scratch to win rule only benefits the first dog if the second dog don't come. Now, let's just read some of these rules. And like I said, I'm going to go to more than one set of them and read them. And one thing, salute Going Hard again. One thing I got to tell y'all brothers, a lot of times down in these chats, you have some brothers down in these comments, never bulldog a day in their life, but they speaking about PBK or Going Hard. Never released the damn dog. And I'm not saying give their opinion on what we're talking about, but be respectful. You know what I'm saying? Speak with some sense. You don't gotta disrespect a brother when you disagree with a brother. Not all the time. Sometimes some people may feel like that, but not all the time. So like I said, what we're gonna do is we're gonna read read these rules when it comes to the Cajun rules and the match rules and different things like that. You know, first thing I'm gonna do, the very first thing I'm gonna do is I'm gonna go to Google. I'm not even, and I'm gonna type it in Google, and I'm gonna see what Google say about the Cajun rules. And we all know that Google is not right about every single thing. Somebody have to put this information in the internet database. You know, so what we're gonna do, we're gonna go to Google and see what Google says, you know, about these rules. All right. Now, key components of the Cajun rules is what I'm reading, and this is straight off Google. This ain't this brother here set of rules, because it's a few sets of rules pressed up on different websites. We ain't even got to them yet. Let's just read what Google says about the rules, the Cajun rules. You know, the pit and the setup. The pit is typically a square, 2 feet high walls, scratch lines placed 14 feet apart. All right. Referee and procedure. This is, I'm reading it, I'm going down. Referee and procedure. A referee is chosen to oversee the match, weigh in, and washing process. Each party often provides clean towels and a blanket. Okay. Washing the dogs. A designated person washes both dogs in the same warm water to prevent poisoning and substance on the dog's coat. Okay, now we get down to the scratch. The scratch. The match proceeds with scratching. The match goes on with scratching. That's what it's all about, scratching. Okay, where dogs are released from opposite corners to attack, often alternating who scratches first. Winning and losing. A dog loses if he fails to cross the scratch line to attack the opponent. Now, it didn't say the other dog must come and attack him back. It say a dog loses because he failed to come out the corner to put mouth on the other dog. Fouls is the next category. Fouls. Leaving the pit, receiving outside assistance, or using unauthorized materials result in a loss. Now, like I said, this is what Google says, and you know, like I said, we're gonna check some more different websites out to see what they talking about as well. You know, and like I say, at the end of the day, the most important, you got to keep this in mind. The most important part of all this, outside of, you know, we all talking about this for historical purposes. We're talking about old stories and different things like that. But the most important part was whatever me and Going Hard agreed to when we went to that show is what was going down. You know, I did a show when I told y'all I did Sambo against our brother dog, and I told him it ain't no scratching. We ain't doing no scratch match. We ain't doing no regular match. We doing this to the death. Drop them bitches in the box and let them go. And whichever one of them come out, that's how they come out. Now, when we made the agreement. We made the agreement. He didn't know what kind of dog I had. I didn't know what kind of dog he had. You know, he didn't know I had a certified killer. He underestimated what I got, and he figured he had one. I don't know if he seen his take a life before, but mine took plenty lives, you know. So I had a big head, and I'm saying I'm gonna put mine down to the death. No scratching. We ain't got to worry about the scratching. We gonna scratch, but we ain't got to worry about the scratching. So during that show, his dog stopped biting, you know, and plus he turned and acting like he didn't want to do nothing, right? He didn't necessarily stop biting. He made the first turns and stuff like that. So the scratching had started. We was going back and forth, scratching, back and forth. We already knew it wasn't going to go down to one dog going to lose because of the scratch, because we had done made an agreement. Once you make the agreement, most important thing, like I just said, okay, his dog stopped scratching before my dog did. My dog was scratching, but I knew we made an agreement. His dog stopped scratching, but when my dog come across, He had a big ass alligator type looking dog, big black dog, bigger than Sambo. Every time Sambo came across, his dog was shaking, but Bo wasn't stopping. But his dog wouldn't scratch no more at all. But it wasn't stopping. And that's what we agreed to. You know, every time my dog put hold to him, his dog go back to shaking, go back to trying to fight, go back to trying to fight. And that's what we agreed to. At this point, none of the rules mattered because of the most important thing, what we agreed to. You know, so my thing, I let my dog scratch like 4 times back to back. Look at him scratching, boom. Look at him scratching, boom. My dog wanted, boom, boom. But every time he get over there, his dog was shaking my dog up. You know, we end up doing a draw that day because the sunlight went down on us before we was finished. Because we was going to let him go to the death. I was going to let him go to the death, but the sunlight caught us. But my dog had scratched 5 or 6 times back to back with his dog not scratching at all. And it sounds crazy, but that's what we agreed to. Most important thing of this whole conversation, this whole back and forth, or this whole topic, you know. And like I said, I made up the video a few days ago, and I said, anybody who want to address it, use it for content. That's what it's about. We're going to talk about this for the next month if we have to, you know. Because the same way Brother Going Hard was reading off rules, I'm reading off rules right here, you know. Now, I read y'all to Google, you know. Now let me read y'all a set of rules from these say the Wiley Online Library, Cajun Rules for Dogfighting. All right. I'm going to read y'all that. And like I said, I'm going to go down to different websites and read y'all from other websites as well. That way we can get a total understanding of this. All right. Cajun Rules. And this says Cajun Rules for Dogfighting. And I got to say again, we do not condone anything illegal. We not about anything illegal. We having a discussion about the rules from back in the days is what we having a discussion about. You know, and salute to all the brothers down in the chat and everybody that's rocking with the Bay. You know, rule number 1, size of the pit is optional. You know, optional, which means some people don't know what optional means. Whatever size you want that pit to be. You know, 2 feet high, 4 feet apart, the scratch line. 14 feet apart, the scratch line. Referee to be chosen before dogs are weighed. Rule number 3, referee to see the dogs weighed and agreed on. If either dog is over the top weight agreed to, he loses the forfeit the money. You know, many people don't know when you put that dog on the scale, if he's a quarter pound over, if y'all agree to 55 and your dog is 55.3, not even a quarter, 55.2. And you be like, oh man, he's still 55. Nah, dog, give me my money, I'm gone. You see, a lot of brothers are too sore losers out here in this dog game to even do something like that. You want to rob the brother because he want to get that. Y'all betting 20,000 and you got a $5,000 forfeit. That man took his 5,000 and he going back home with his dog because you 0.2 pounds over. 55.2. Maybe something that you can piss off, you know, but your dog don't got to piss now. And it's time for the show. We ain't got time to piss no more. He's supposed to be 55. He 55.2. So I take that 5,000 and I'll holler at y'all later. A lot of people will try to rob the people. A lot of people want to fight and shoot and all kind of stuff when the man walk away with his money that he earned. All right. Now, let's go to rule number 4. Parties to toss a coin to see who shall wash first. Each party is to furnish 2 clean towels and a blanket. All right. If requested to do so, we on rule number 5. If requested to do so, the referee shall search the person named to wash the dog. Then have him bare his arm to elbow, wash both dogs in the same warm water, rinse them each in his half of the warm, clean water provided for that purpose. And that's to make sure you're not trying to poison none of the dogs. Everybody getting washed with the same stuff and getting rinsed with and cleaned and dried with clean towels. As the dogs are, this is rule number 6. As the dogs are washed and cleaned and dried, they shall be turned over to their handlers. And once taken to the corner of the pit as designated by the referee, and the referee must search the handlers for means of foul play. Most times you don't see referees doing none of that stuff because you trusting that the people not doing nothing foul. But you got to keep your eyes on each person after they wash them dogs, because everybody know you got to wash them. But then you go back to put something else on them. So the referee must keep his eyes on them folk. Make sure they not doing nothing illegal when it comes to putting poison on your dog and all that type of stuff. Rule number 7 says, the dog owner or his representative shall be allowed at all times to be near his dog and watch to see that no harm is being done to him. Each owner shall be allowed to name a man or himself to watch over the opponent's dog as the handler at all times to see if he's given an unfair advantage. So basically what they're saying is you while you're doing your thing, you want to make sure you got another man to watch this dog head all times, because you got to pay attention to your dog, or the handler got to pay attention to your dog, so you keep your eyes on the opponent dog. The other person keep their eyes on the opponent and their dog to make sure they ain't doing nothing, no kind of bullshit. And this when you appoint somebody for that, that keeps all the people from around the square from running their mouth. Oh, look at he doing this. Oh, we got a man for that. This man, the only motherfucker that should be talking outside of the man with his dog in the square. Okay. Number 8, each dog owner or handler or watcher, if he sees anything wrong, must at once appeal to the referee. Let the referee know what's going on, and so he can, give his decision. And if any handler, watcher, or owner violates any of these rules, thereby favors either dog, the dog so favored must at once be declared the loser. Instantly, as soon as you see him doing something wrong, must at once be declared the loser. Okay? The interested parties shall choose a timekeeper. This is rule number 9. Shall choose a timekeeper at the pit side. Okay? Rule number 10. The dogs are placed in their corners of the pit, opposite corners. Faces turned from each other. You don't see this a whole bunch. A lot of times you see brothers get in that square and they already facing each other. This rule says when you get in the square for the first time, you facing your dog opposite directions. For the first time. Opposite directions. Then the referee shall say, face your dogs. At the beginning, the first scratch, face your dogs. Each handler must always show his dog full head and shoulders between his legs. The referee says, let go, release your dogs. But the handler should never push his dog, And this is something you find you got to really be careful with the brothers who green, and then you're dealing with your seasoned brothers. And I did videos about this a long time ago, brothers. The man that want to cheat, and you got to watch this the whole match. Back in the days, he'll put his dog between his legs. He'll hold his fingers like this on the dog's shoulders with the thumb behind it, and flick his dog like that forward. You can't tell it if you're not paying attention. He'll flick his dog forward with his thumb behind the shoulders and his hands in front. Flick his dog forward, pushing him forward without you really seeing it. You gotta pay all that stuff attention, because the dog is not supposed to be pushed forward at all. No kind of way. Release him is what you're supposed to do. You know, you remember I did the video with Alpha K9, I think it was. He made a video showing his dog scratching, and he was showing how he was letting it go, and he was pushing his dog forward. And I told y'all that'll get you hurt in that square. That'll start a fight in that square. It'll be a big problem in the square if you release your dog the way he's showing you how to release him. You remember I made that video? But anyway, that was rule 10. Rule 11. Now when one dog turns his head, shoulders away from his opponent after the fight is on, it's called a turn. Whether they are in hold or they're not in hold. They can be in hold and they still make a turn. Or they can be out of hold and still make a turn. The handler must call the turn. You know, if your dog do it, I need to say that dog made a turn. The referee has to acknowledge it. But I got to bring it to the referee's attention. If he's looking the way he's supposed to be looking, he'll see the same thing I see. And he'll either say, no, that's not a turn, that's a push. Sometimes brothers are called turn prematurely, and it'd be a push from the other dog pushing your dog, and he's not really turning. You know, he's just getting pushed. You know, so the referee got to acknowledge the turn. You know, now, the referee will say, handle your dogs when they are free of holds. You know, and this is where the game get tricky at, and a lot of brothers know how to help their dogs, and it's not illegal as far as I know of, but you may get warned about the referee. You may get warned for fouls if you're not doing it the proper way. But when you're trying to grab them out of hole, and you're trying to get your dog in hole, this is when they say the good handlers make good handles. You know, sometimes your dog can be on the bottom, and the dogs will come out of hole. Both dogs will come out at a specific time, and you can pull your dog up, get him back to his feet, and blame it on trying to make you a handle. Or I'm trying to make a handle. All you did was get him up off that ground, put him back on his feet. Because the other brother didn't grab his dog in time enough. You can't help that. Both dogs was out of hole. You was going to make the hole, right? You're going to make the hole, so you got your dog and you flipped him up off the ground. Them little ways to help your dog without cheating. It's basically a cheat without it actually being called a cheat. It's a legal cheat, you know? So, all right, now let's keep going. All right, the dog that turned first must scratch first. This is the same number 11 rule. It's a long rule. The dog that turned first must scratch first. Okay? In 5 seconds or more, the referee shall say, let's go. Well, I skipped a little bit. Let me go back. All right? Handle your dogs when they're free of holds, and each handler must pick up their dog as soon as he can without breaking the hold. Don't break the hold, but pick your dog up the moment they got a chance where they're both of them breaking loose. Okay? Handlers carry their dogs to the respective corners immediately on picking them up, keeping the dog's face turned away. So you're supposed to go back to your corner with your dog facing this way, you know, from the center of the pit. The dog that turned first must scratch first. Now, this says, it said what? Dogs must scratch first. In 5 seconds more, the referee shall say, let go. Then the dog that made the first turn shall be turned loose by his handler, and the dog must go across and mouth the other dog. If when he turn loose, he refuses to start at once, or if he stops on the way over, or if he fails to reach his opponent, he has lost the fight, and the referee must declare the winner his opponent. A handler is allowed to release his dog at any time he sees fit after the dog who turned it is to cross has started over. So basically, this is exactly what I do. If I know that dog is coming, I don't let your dog pin my dog in the corner back then. You know, if I seen your dog was coming, all I had to do is see him coming. I'm releasing my dog. You know, I'm not holding my dog until your dog come across that line and get my dog over there, because it creates bad habits for your dog in that match. You know, so the moment, if I see your dog over there screaming, he hollering, you know what I'm saying, and you let him go, he ain't got to cross the middle line for me to let my dog go. Soon as he make 2 or 3 steps coming full throttle, I'm letting my dog go. You know, I don't care if my dog beat him across the scratch line or what. When he let his go, I'm letting mine go. And that's a legal rule that you can do. You know, because I'm not letting my dog get pinned in that corner. You can hold yours till mine come across if you want to. That's up to you. Hold them all the way in your legs until mine come all the way completely across. That's on you. Me, myself, personally, I'm not holding my dog. I'm releasing my dog the moment I see him take 2 or 3 steps. My dog coming. Boom. You know. Now, this is where the stuff get tricky at. It says, if neither dog has made a turn, this is rule number 12A. 12A. If neither dog has made a turn and they cease to fight after 60 seconds, which they out of hold, both dogs are out of hold, for 60 seconds of no action, the down dog must scratch first. You know, the down dog must scratch first. The dog on the bottom must scratch first if 60 seconds out of hold. You know, if he makes his scratch, the fight is won. Let me see, hold up. The down dog is to scratch first. If he makes his scratch, the fight is won and they shall scratch in turns. You know, that means if he make his scratch, they're going to go back and forth until the contest is decided. You know, the contest is still on. When I say won, I don't mean it's over, won, W-O-N. It's O-N-E, won. The match is still on, you know. And it might be made a misspelling in his writing right here. That might be what it is. It might be meant to put on and just put an E at the end and made it one. But the match is still on, and the scratch, you know, it's going back and forth. If the down dog fails to scratch, the other dog is to scratch to win. Now, I can agree with that totally. What we were speaking about, if both dogs are out of hold, I can agree that I need to scratch to win. Because my dog done showed that he may be stopping himself. Both dogs out of hold for 1 minute. The down dog and the top dog. You let your dog go because he on the bottom, he didn't scratch. But he was on the bottom. He was on the bottom of the pile. He wasn't biting anyway. My dog was on the top. He wasn't biting. So it's apparent that I'm going to have to scratch as well to prove that I still want it. You know? So I got to let my dog go. And that's what it's saying right here in the rules. You know, I'm not talking about if we out of hold. I'm talking about when the turn happened is what I was talking about. See, that 60-second out of hold, that's something that rarely happens. You know, when that happens, a lot of times it's both dogs exhausted, neither dog turn, You know, they just going. You know, you got an hour or something match. It don't make no difference how long it is. Both dogs are exhausted. So yeah, you're gonna scratch the win then. But if that dog turned first, and we going to start the scratching up now because of a turn, the one in that corner, who the second dog, he don't have to scratch. Now, I told you I'm going to read multiple sets of rules. You know, multiple set. I'm going to go back to Google again and go down and because this is the Wiley's library. All right. Now, if it says, if the down dog fails to scratch, the other dog is to scratch to win. If he fails to scratch to win, then the contest is considered a draw. I totally agree with that. When they was in the middle, neither dog had hold. My dog wasn't showing that he was game no more. He was saying that my dog was showing that he got potential to stop as well because neither dog was in hold. His dog stopped first. My dog didn't scratch to win. It's a draw. His dog stopped. Both dogs out of hold. His dog didn't scratch. My dog had a scratch to win. He scratched. Match over. I can agree to that. But what I don't agree to, but like I said, it's all about the rules that the two groups agree to before the show starts, or before you even lock in with this particular match. You agree to the rules first. If your dog turn his shoulders, if your dog turn away, it does not make my dog have a scratch to win. If your dog just turn away and we grabbing them out of hole now, both dogs are still going. Your dog's still going, my dog's still going. He going hard as a motherfucker. You take your dog to the corner because he turned the first, he don't scratch, the match is over. Referee declares the winner, the dog in the other corner. That's what I'm talking about. You know, who does scratch the win benefit when both dogs still scrapping? You see, it's different when both dogs out of hole. When both dogs out of hole, it's a whole lot different. Both dogs are acting like they quit in the middle of the square. So yeah, it's common sense that scratch the win is going to be applied to this situation. Because my dog wasn't doing no better than your dog. Only thing different was your dog was on the bottom, mine was on the top. Your dog could be a ground dog. Your dog can be a lay down dog. So he took the bottom of the fight. And he done got exhausted. My dog exhausted too, but my dog was fighting from the top. Now both of them out of hole. Of course, scratch the win is going to be applied, like I said. But if they bamming like a mother, your dog make the turn first, or my dog make the turn first, I got to scratch first. If my dog don't scratch, you automatically win. Those are the rules that were given to us by the elders. We call elders Mr. Kobe, Mr. William Lightner, and all them brothers from back in the days. You know, those brothers made them rules up. Now, whoever revised them, they revised them for the losing dog. Because like I said, and I'm going to stand on that, and I'm going to stick to that. The only person scratch the win benefits in a match where they were still scrapping, but he turned and he didn't come across that line. Nobody's out of hole. They both doing what they're supposed to be doing. You go to that corner, you don't scratch. The only person scratch the win benefits is the person that lost the match already. And like I said, there will be no reason for a courtesy scratch if scratch the win was the official rules. You know, if you got a bulldog, he should come out. He shouldn't have to rely on my dog not to come out to get a draw. You know, at the end of the day, both dogs, both parties, both groups, both people, corner to corner, are relying on the other dog to stop. Now, I'm gonna say it like this. I never been to a show where one dog stopped and the man who in the other corner didn't ask for a courtesy scratch. It's going almost every single time the other dog stop, you're gonna always see the other man in the other corner ask for a courtesy. Unless he know his dog ain't gonna come either. The only way he won't ask for a courtesy. I don't care how much money you got from 500, 200, 20,000, 200,000. I don't care if you're fighting for 5 bricks. His dog stop. I want a courtesy just to let everybody around this square see this winning dog run across there one more time. And guess what, brother? He can be scarred up. He can be dehydrated. But if you know he coming, you ask for a courtesy and you pick him up as soon as he get across that ring. You pick him up. See, this is the one time that the referee really don't gotta pay attention to how you release your dog. Because your release don't matter no more. The show is over. Can I get my courtesy? You over there, you let your dog down go. That motherfucker shoot across the box. Soon as he get over there, you get over there and pick your dog up and take him. Don't let him get no more damage in. Don't let him, because you know dogs will jump on dogs and the other dog will start back fighting again. And he can hurt your dog. Don't do none of that. You go get your dog immediately after he make that courtesy scratch. You know, and I'm one, just like many other brothers out there across this land. You know, I was one to try to make good handles. Try to know when I should make a good handle and when I need to play dumb. When I need to act like I can't make the good handle. You know, it's all about being seasoned and knowing what you're doing when you get in that square. Being the better handler in that square. You know, but our whole conversation, this whole thing that we speaking about, and like I gotta say, salute to the brother Mike, salute to the brother Mo, once again. You know what I'm saying? Legendary brothers in the dog game. Did their thing in the dog game, you know? But the original rules, you know, we ain't talking about the Sporting Dog Journal, because we got to know who revised these rules. Was it Mr. Kelly? Was it the brother or anybody who did a journal before them? You know, because if we go to the oldest set of rules that ever printed, you know, what they gonna say? They all gonna say the same thing. Which man don't come out that corner, the other man lost. Now, if you got fanged during the process, you try to unfang your dog without breaking him up. You try to stick the stick in his mouth without breaking him up. You know, but if you couldn't, then you scratch your dog from 2 feet apart. Once you get them unfanged, you take hold of your dogs, you break them apart, you take these dogs and you spread them 2 feet apart and let both dogs loose at the same time. It ain't no scratching, oh, we're gonna let him go first. Let both of them loose at the same exact time. Bam. That's from a dog being fanged. For those who don't know what fanged is when your dog's tooth gets stuck in his gums. And that's a problem. You know, I say a problem because once your dog start getting fanged, you gotta pay attention because he'll get fanged again. He'll get fanged again. He'll get fanged. It's like that where that hole is that in his gum, it's gonna keep sucking that tooth in there. He can get fanged, you know, and then you gotta pay attention because if he's fanged, he can't make the holes he need to make because he's biting his own lip. You really have to pay attention to once your dog get fanged one time. You ain't worrying about him being fanged in the other dog. He worried about him being fanged in his own lip. You know, but like I said, my thing is the scratch to win. who started scratch the win when it comes to terms? The dog turning. You know, I don't see that in the rules. And like I said, I'm gonna go to another set of rules. Let's scroll down. I'm still on Google. You know, I'm still on Google. Let's scroll down till we get to another set of rules. All right, we done read from the Stephen Bloom pit rules. You know, when the dog made the turns, your dog get 25 seconds to face the opposite direction, and then the referee will say face your dogs, and it'll be about another 10 seconds. And then he'll say release your dog, whichever dog it's time to come across that line. Now, let's go to this set right here that says the Virginia plot. Let's go to them and see what they say. The Virginia plot. Dog rules and terms. Okay, let me see here. Give me a moment. Some other stuff popping up on this. They want an email. I ain't giving no email. I don't know why they need an email for. They want me to log in and all kinds, so I can't go there. Let's go to let's go to the Western rules. Let's go to what they say Western rules, the Pitbull Bible. See what comes up for that. The Western rules. And like I said, the most important thing out of all this that we talking about is whatever the parties agree to is what's gonna go down at the end of the day. If y'all agree to scratch to win, I mean, it is what it is. If y'all agree that the first dog stop is the loser, it is what it is. That's what it's all about, coming to agreement. You know, especially, you know, if you got, you know, money on the line. It's taking a little minute for this to come up. And one thing, when they say the Western rules, it says, this dude in the Pitbull Bible, it says, here's a set of rules that he authored 7 to 8 years ago, since nobody could ever agree as to what Cajun rules actually were. So he's telling you there that people have a little discrepancy about what they agree on. All right, let me see what this set of rules is saying. And I'm just gonna go to the part about the turning and all that. All right. The match, this is rule number 9, and this fellow's right here are rules. The match basically is an alternating scratch contest to determine the winner. The first dog to make a turn will be the first dog to scratch, alternating with the other dog until one dog fails to complete his scratch within the amount of time, 10 seconds, and lose the match. So there's another set that we got to. Like I said, I'm not going into them sporting dog journals, because these rules were written down way before these sporting dog journals came out. And like I said, this brother right here just said he authored these 7 to 8 years ago. Whenever he wrote this article, he said he did it 7 to 8 years ago. I'm not even sure if this California Jack, because he used to run the Pitbull Bible at one time, somebody else got it. So I'm not even sure if this him talking or not, you know. But it says the match basically is an alternating scratch contest to determine the winner. The first dog to make a turn will be the first dog to scratch, alternating with the other dog until one dog fails to complete his scratch within the 10 seconds and lose the match. All right. Let's go back to another set of rules. See what they're saying. All right. Now this is pit rules, American Pit Bull Terrier fighting rules, organized professional dog fighting. It don't say who it's by. And we're going to go straight to the rule part with the turn. We don't got to read all that stuff about the washing and all that again. I just went through that the first time. Okay. All right, rule number 9. This is to be a fair scratch in turn contest until dogs quit fighting. Then rule 13 shall take over. The first dog to turn must scratch first. Thereafter, they are to scratch alternately, regardless of which dog turns, until one dog fails to scratch, thereby loses the contest. Another set of rules that says when the one dog stops, the match is over. You don't gotta the scratch to win is only benefiting. Look at it. I mean, look at it, brothers and sisters. Who is the scratch to win benefiting? It's only benefiting the dog that stopped first. If these dogs not out of hole and they still going hard, your dog just turned, or my dog just turned, and my dog don't come out the corner. Who is it going to benefit for you to scratch to win? I'm going to show my dog game when you give my courtesy scratch. I'm going to show you how game my dog is with a courtesy. But who is it benefiting for me to have to scratch to win? The losing dog. It ain't benefiting this dog over here in the corner that won. It's not benefiting him at all to have to scratch to win. Because if he don't scratch, now it's a draw. You know? You ain't trying to force both dogs to stop at one time. You're trying to see which dog gonna stop first. That's all. Which one stop first? The shit over. In boxing, let's go to boxing. Even we ain't talking about boxing, we talking about dogs, but let's go to boxing. When one man don't come out the corner, they don't say, oh, you gotta come. The other man gotta come out here and run over there to him in the corner to win. No. He win automatically. He can stay in this corner as long as he's ready to come out. He ain't got to show that he coming out. If the other man don't come and say, oh, we through, we ain't coming, then the man sitting on the chair over there automatically wins in boxing, in UFC. UFC wasn't out when these pit bulls was going back in the days, but boxing was. And you can bet you believe, you can bet your bottom dollar, you can bet your finest penny, bet your bottom bitch, that when these brothers made these rules back in the 1900s, they used boxing to get some of these rules. They based their rules off of gladiators. What the gladiators doing? They coming out the corner. Whoever don't come out the corner, you lost. Other man don't gotta come out the corner. You just gotta come out the corner. You know, so like I said, every set of rules that I looked up on Google, and I'm gonna go and look up, see if I can find some more. I'm at the very bottom of the page now. We gotta go to page 2. We done read all the rules from page 1. Now we gotta go to page 2 and see if we can find some more. And I'm gonna type in I'm gonna type in something else and see what else come up as well. All right. Okay, let's look at the Balkan rules versus, and this is in the Pitbull Bible, the Balkan rules versus the Cajun rules. See if I can pull that up real quick. Okay, and I see another set of Cajun rules down here too by Gaboon Tran, like Trans Rascal, and Mitch Kimmer. So we'll check them out as well. Let me let these come up first. The Balkan versus the Cajun rules. And like I said, the only thing that we are speaking about is the actual should you scratch the wind, scratching the wind part. We're not worrying about the rest of the stuff going on in the 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 and all that. Just the part about scratching wise. And like I said, my brothers, y'all hit that like button up, subscribe to the channel. Remember, who gonna give it to you the way you want it? It's your boy K9s on the PBC, Pelican Bay Corner. Well, we talk about it, brothers. We talk about it. And then we got some Cajun rules from Casino and JC Shaw that we're gonna try to pull up and see what they're speaking about as well. Computer moving a little slow right here on this particular website, this Pitbull Bibles. While I'm waiting on that to pull up, I'm gonna be talking to y'all brothers, man. And like I said, it's when you agree to certain things, it's no right and wrong. It's whatever you agree to. If y'all agree to no scratching at all, it's whatever y'all agree to. Y'all the ones betting. Y'all the ones got the 2 dogs. Whatever y'all agree to, man. Plain out. And just like I said, the box size is whatever you agree to. If you want to put them in a fence, it's whatever you agree to. Y'all, a lot of brothers always try to say, oh, this is backyard. Did you have them in a box? This is back. If y'all agree to put them motherfuckers down with no square right here, you're going to go by the rules, but you ain't got no square. You're going to do it how you got to do it. Whatever rules y'all agree to. The rules don't say, oh, whatever parts of the rules y'all agree to is going to work. And these parts that y'all agree to, these parts is automatically mandatory. But you can agree to certain things and you can change. It don't say that. It just says whatever y'all agree to. Okay, that didn't come up on the first go. Try to let it go again. And if not, I'm going to pull up the Mitch Kimmer rules. I'm going to go ahead and try to pull that up right now. Cajun rules by Gaboon Tran and Norman Kimmer. And in actuality, this is a book they're trying to sell. It don't even tell you the rules right here. I got to buy the book in order to see the rules. So I'm going to get up out of there. I'm going to check the ones by JC. Okay. Okay, let's see. I gotta stop it because it's moving like a video. Okay, let's see what it says here. To be a legal turn, a dog must clearly turn his head and shoulders away from his opponent. If either dog turn, either handler may call a turn on that dog. The referee will acknowledge the turn and whether the turn is a turn or not. Okay? Now, let's see what it says. Okay, let's see. It says, after you face your dog at 30 seconds, you turn around and for 5 seconds to the face, the referee will say, release your dog. The dog who made the turn is to scratch and will be released first. No bumping, no pushing, no brushing him. You know, he got to be released first. It says the dog has 10 to 15 or even 20 seconds. It just depends on what y'all agree to go across and mouth the other dog. And if he does not, he will lose the contest. And this is a black and white magazine like y'all sporting dog journals. You know, this is the one that says JC Casino and JC Shaw, the Cajun rules. The Pitbull Original Cajun Rules PDF. Let me click on that. That's the same book. Every single book, every single article that we pulled up, it says, if your dog don't come out that corner, your dog lost. The match is over. I don't have to do a courtesy scratch. The match is only alternating scratching. Both dogs don't have to scratch in order for one dog to win. When one dog don't scratch, it's when the other dog won. You know? And to the brother that asked me, this is way off subject what we talking about, but I just thought about it, so I'm gonna go ahead and answer this. Brother asked me, was Rattler the Welcome Off Rattler the official grand? Yeah, he is official grand because I seen 3 of his shows. You know, I seen 3 of them. One I know he won 5,000 off of. I don't know how much they bet on the other ones, but I know he won 5 on one of them. He's the official. And when it comes to them Big John dogs, they records are official. You know, when I speak about the line shit, I'm not talking about their match record. Now, I can tell you that. They are official. Not talking about that. I'm talking about that sperm is what I'm talking about. And I'm talking about them dogs from the dog pound that got took in 2022. Or 2000, Meliello will be 4 years old this year. 2022. That shit happened 4 years ago. This make 4 years. This August. So yeah, he's official, man. The dog Rattler is. You know, and like I said, the most important thing, but what I'm speaking about right now is whatever brothers and sisters agree to is what's gonna go down. No matter what me or what Going Hard say, whatever the brothers who competing against each other agree to, that's it. You know, if y'all want to agree to scratch to win, then that's how it's going. You know, but the rules, not revised, because revised can come from anybody. I can be one of the biggest dog men in the country, and I'm pressing books out in the 80s, in the 70s and the 80s. But my dogs, I'm a roller, but I'm having a little problem. You know, and I see something. I seen brothers win the show, but their dog was moving kind of slow out the corner. So now I want to revise it to make it to where That dog over there, he still got a chance to win if he stopped. How can a dog that stopped have a chance to still be a draw? You know? If we fist fighting, and I make you stop, the fight is over. I don't gotta keep pressing you. If I punch you and I'm beating you, or you punching me and beating me, and I break off running, or I get over there and stay, you don't gotta do nothing else. You won. Gladiator sports, you don't have to come cross. When you decide you don't want to come cross, it automatically makes me the winner. I slap you, you slap me, I slap you again. Now you go over there and sit down and you don't want to get back up no more. I'm sitting here and I'm alert, ready to slap you again. But you sit over there and you sit down and you stay far away. You don't want, you don't even come back over here. I won. I don't gotta go back over there and slap you again to say I won. When you went and sat down, I won. Cause I'm still standing up right here ready. We slapping back and forth. You know they got that slap contest now, right? So just imagine. And I'm comparing anything that's contact to these dogs rolling. We standing at that podium. You smack the fuck out of me. Bah! And I smack the fuck out of you. Bah! You can't take it, or I can't take it, vice versa. I go sit my ass down. Oh, I back up off that podium. Oh, you don't gotta run over and slap me again. Just like I just said. That's a wrap. Once I show that I don't want to compete no more, that's a wrap. But don't forget, a point Going Hard made, and I read it today as well. If the dogs are out of hold, both dogs are out of hold for 1 minute, it's when the scratch to win comes into play at. And that's common sense to tell anybody, right? Both of these dogs out of hold for 1 minute. 1 minute is a long time in a dog fight. 5 minutes seem like an hour. Brothers be going for 5 minutes. Man, how long they been going? 5, 7 minutes? Man, it seems like we've been going for 2 hours. 7 minutes. So 1 minute is a long time to be out of hold. So if both dogs are out of hold for 1 minute, there's a chance that both of these dogs don't want to fight no more. So that's reason to scratch to win. I must show that my dog is still wanting that smoke. But if both dogs still making contact and just we scratching because of turns, you know, a whole different ball game than scratching because of we out of hold. We out of hold mean we ready to quit. We ready to stop fighting. Turns don't mean we quit, we ready to stop fighting. You know? So you go to your corner and I go to mine. I'm the one that turned first and I let my dog go. He don't go nowhere. He just standing there looking. Pick your damn dog up if you want to. It's over. Those are the rules that we were given. You know? Those are the official rules. The Sporting Dog Journal is not bigger than the dog game. The Sporting Dog Journal is no different than my book. My book is not bigger than the dog game. You know? My book is just a book I wrote because I'm an author. The Sporting Dog Journal is just a book that was written by authors. But they're not bigger than the dog game. Nobody's bigger than the program. The program got rules already. You know? And like I said, tell me, anybody down in the chat, anybody tell me Who does scratch to win benefit? Because my courtesy scratch, I'm showing everybody around this square that my dog's still game. My dog's still coming. So who does scratch to win benefit? The losing dog. That's common sense. The losing dog. So people this out, right? People this out. We doing scratch to win. My dog stopped. Okay, it's supposed to be you won, but you say we're doing scratch to win. Now, your dog don't come. The second dog it's time to scratch, he don't come. Who's the person that's happy? Who's the person that's gonna be smiling on the inside? The person who stopped first. The person who stopped second ain't gonna be smiling on the inside. He gonna be like, damn. But the person who stopped first, they gonna be like, on the inside, they might not do it in front of you, but on the inside of their body, they like, yeah, he stopped too. I don't gotta pay him no money. I don't gotta give him no money. Both of them stopped. It makes you feel better about your cur because the other dog stopped. But them ain't the rules. If there was the official rules, they would have been written that way from the start. Mr. Kobe them didn't go by them rules. Like I said, Mr. Leitner, Mr. Charlie Lloyd, and all them brothers didn't go by them rules. The big match them brothers had in New York City, they didn't go by them rules. These before the Sporting Dog Journal, see? They didn't go by them rules back then. They went by the rules that they made up. The Cajun rules. See, if these rules were made up in modern time, they wouldn't even have been called the Cajun rules. They'd have been called something else. Them Cajun rules come from way back in the days. And like I said before, how in the hell are we gonna have 100 years of bulldogging where brothers went by a certain set of rules, and then you got 20, 30 years of bulldogging where they went by these rules? They went by all these rules for 70 years before them. You get to the 80s and the 90s, now you want to talk about scratch to win. But from the 1900s, 1910, 1920, 1930, 1940, when Jack Johnson and all them boys got the dogs, and Mr. Kobe, and like I say, Leitner, or all the brothers who had them dogs back then, they was doing, you stop your ass in that corner, your ass lost. It's alternating. Boom, 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 boom. Boom. No more boom, then he won. And like I said, if the man who say we doing it, whoever stopped first, the other dog automatically wins, right? Now, if the man got his dog in the corner, he done won the show, and if you can feel your dog and feel him if you know if you want to go back over there or not. If he feel like he's not gonna go back over there, he don't gotta scratch him no more. But I never seen it. I never seen a man not ask for a courtesy scratch. It's when you showing off. You showing off for the people around you. We ain't trying to cushion the loser. We ain't trying to support the losing dog. We about to show off. Let this dog go. And boom, that's it. That's a wrap. So like I said though, at the end of the day, I say all that to say this. Whatever rules you agree to is what goes down in that square back then. If you agree to scratch to win, it's nothing nobody else can do about it. You scratching to win. But in my opinion, scratch to win don't prove who got the better dog. Scratch to win saves the losing dog. That's what it does. Saves the losing dog. Because we're going to prove who got the better dog. Which dog don't stop first. Your dog stop first, my dog the better dog. They go 2 hours. And they finally made a turn. One dog finally made a turn after about an hour and 45 minutes. Now we at the 2-hour mark. We alternated scratching. My dog don't come out the corner. We at 2 hours. My dog don't come out the corner. You telling me that don't prove to you that you got the better dog? Because my dog didn't have to scratch, because your dog didn't have to scratch to win? He never showed you in 2 hours that he wanted to stop. What your dog did, or my dog did, he stopped in the corner. Your dog didn't show he wanted to stop the whole 2 hours. So like I say, my brothers, these rules that we read, or we was going by back in the days, they were already created before I was born, before Going Hard was born, before any of these brothers that got YouTube channels was born. Fat Bill, Mr. Garcia, all us brothers. Before we was born, these rules were created. You think Mr. Kobe them matched dogs all them years? Mr. Lightning and them matched dogs all them years? And they didn't have a legitimate set of rules? That we had to make some rules in our eras. Because their rules weren't legitimate. How the hell we breeding off their dogs, but we trying to change the rules that they went by? Hey, I'm just asking, brothers down in the chat, sisters down in the chat. It's your boy PBK. You know, I always give it to y'all the way I give it to you. You know? Give it to you the way I give it to you, man. See, can I pull these up? All right, now this from the brother Tran. This the brother Tran rules. I just pull up another set. All right, let's go to try to get to the part where the turns at again. See if we can find somebody to say scratch to win. The only time these rules say the same thing. If dogs are out of hold for 60 seconds, they must scratch to win. All right. Referee says face your dog. Then the handlers must show their dogs head and shoulders between their legs, facing the center of the pit. The dog that turned first must be released first. If he refuses to start at once, or he stops on the way over, or if he fails to reach his opponent, must be declared the winner. See, this is the thing. If scratch to win was a process, there would be no reason to hold my dog still if I know your dog not going to touch my dog. See, when you know that person dog is not going to scratch, he may come a little bit and he going to stop. You hold your dog perfectly still between your legs. Hold him still. I'm talking about, you know, I told you, if the dog coming, I'm going to release my dog. But when it get down to, this is when it come to being seasoned and green or not. When it get down to the get down, and I know he pump faking, he gonna come halfway over. He gonna come, but he wanna see if my dog gonna fight, right? He come all the way over. I done seen this. He come all the way over. Cross the scratch line. He come to my dog. I'm holding my dog tight as I can hold him, making him stay still. That motherfucker come and get right in front of my dog and just stop right there in front of my dog's mouth. I'm holding my dog. My dog don't got to scratch. This bitch got to bite my dog before that count go. You know, my dog don't got to scratch. If my dog had to scratch, I wouldn't hold him that long. Imagine that. Your dog coming to stand in front of my dog, breathing hard. Sometimes they don't even be breathing hard. He come dead in front of my dog, and he stopped right in front of my dog's face. And brothers seen it all. I'm quite sure every brother that been bulldogging back in the days done seen one dog that did this. They come across that box and they stop right there in front of your dog. What you do, brother? You hold your damn dog. That's why brothers wore corduroys and things like that to color their dogs. To confuse the opposite dog, because most dogs weren't human aggressive. So if you can blend your dog in with your clothes, they wouldn't come to you. They only coming to the dog when you hold your dog still. He coming. He stopped. Hold my dog to the 10 count. I'm looking and I'm waiting. So you get 10. Now, your dog stop right in front of mine. They count him 10. You telling me you gonna have to take your dog back to the corner? And I gotta release my dog now? Fuck no. F-U-C-K no. The match is over. When your dog don't take hold, it's a wrap. Pick my shit up. And can I get a courtesy now? I might take a courtesy. Or I just walk out the ring. It's over. Scratch the win only benefits the loser, brothers. It only benefits the loser. We proved one thing today. Not this video. I'm talking about in that square. We proved one thing. That one dog wasn't as game as the other dog was. Because he stopped first. You know. Salute to all the real bulldoggers out there that was bulldogging back in them days. Because we always have brothers in these comments. And I ain't talking about the level-headed brothers that really wasn't bulldogging like that. Because we got a bunch of them kind of brothers, just learning, that really wasn't out there matching. We got a lot of them brothers out there. But them ain't the ones talking shit. A lot of the times the ones down in them comments talking shit be the ones that ain't doing shit, ain't doing nothing. Or wasn't doing nothing rather. None of us doing nothing now. Wasn't doing nothing. You know? And I gotta say, salute the brother Mike, salute the brother Mo. And I call y'all big unks. Cause you too old to be my brothers. You know, you like unks to me. And I want to make this correction too as well. I spoke to you, Mr. Rasta. I'm gonna call you Mr. Rasta. I spoke to you and I referred to you as Brother Rasta when I was speaking to you. You're old enough to be my daddy. You know, Mr. Rasta, I call you. Cause my mama raised me to have respect for my elders. You know. So I wanted to say that regardless. It ain't got nothing to do with what we're talking about. But I wanted to say that, Ross, because when we spoke, I referred to you as Brother Rasta. You know, we can be, brothers in the fraternity. I can be saying brother in that way, but at the same time, you old enough to be my old man. You know what I'm saying? So I gotta address you, with respect. Either a big unk or Mister, regardless. I call anybody older than me Mister. Mr. Going Hard, Mr. Mike, and Mr. Mo. But we're gonna agree to disagree on this one, fam. You know what I'm saying? We're gonna agree to disagree on this one. And like I said, man, it ain't nothing to hoot and holler about, but we could damn sure get some content from it. You know what I'm saying? We gotta go for the rest of this month talking about that shit. It don't matter to me. Don't matter to me, my brother. I damn sure was a bulldog in my days. You know what I'm saying? Laid them down. And I'm quite sure y'all brothers laid them down. So, man, I mean, it just is what it is, man. But like I said, I pull up the rules, and the rules were already made, man. The rules were already made before we was even thinking about dogs. When these dogs were getting imported in. I'm trying to think of the brother that got jammed up in New York when I was reading some of the old journals and stuff. I'm trying to figure out which brother was that. I want to say that was Mr. Charlie Lloyd. Mr. Charlie Lloyd. I want to say that was him, but I could be mistaken. They got jammed up in New York. They had a warrant for him. They ran or something like that. It was one of them big matches in New York during that time where everybody's sitting in the bleachers and all that. And this was like the early 1900s or the late 1800s or the early 1900s, one or the other. This wasn't even no 1950 or nothing. Like this was like 1910, 1890 or something like that, or 1920 or something like that. It was early back in the days. You know, when them boys was doing it, they wasn't doing it scratch to win. Because y'all remember this now. You know, and I ask you this, anybody in the chat can answer, anybody can answer. Who does scratch to win benefit is the main question. Who does that benefit? It don't benefit the second dog that got a scratch. It benefits the one that already stopped. It's your boy PB K9s giving it to you on the PBC, fair and unbiased, raw and uncut. Some gonna like it, some ain't. This is what it is. You know, y'all stay safe, y'all stay legal. Remember where you got it from first, man. And we out.